Hello there. A lot of people have always asked me why I study abroad and how did I do it and where I am and where I'm living and stuff like that. So I'm gonna break it down into like three main points of as to why I'm studying abroad and basically why you should do it too, why it's a good choice. And if you have the possibility, just take it and just do it. So the first thing is, first of all, like once I finished my high school degree in Germany, I was like so decisive. I always knew, I was like so ready to go. I always knew, like even before high school, I always knew that I wanted to travel, and I always knew that I wanted to live abroad for a period of time. I didn't know where. So it just came about that I was in Spain like for 2 weeks for just a language exchange program, and I really love it, so that's why I decided to go there. And the way I did it, the first thing was I worked as an au pair, so that means I stayed with the Spanish family and I basically took care of the 5-year-old daughter. And what they wanted me to do is in exchange speak with her either in English or in German. So basically that depends on the family, but that's a good choice, and that's a good thing to do. Like once you finish high school, once you finish school, you can go like basically wherever and can do work as an au pair, and that's agencies who take care of the placement. I didn't really want to go with an agency because they basically choose the family for you without you like having contact with the family before. So I've heard a lot of like really terrible stories of how girls got placed in families where they didn't like it and the family didn't treat them well and stuff like that. So I didn't want to do that, so I wanted to take it into my own hands kind of and look for the family myself, and that's what I did. So I signed up on AuPairWorld.net, AuPairWorld.net. That's it. So basically you have a profile and the family has a profile, and it kind of works like, it's kind of like Facebook or stuff like that, or like a dating site or something like that. So the family has a profile, you have a profile, and you can look at their profile and see what they want in an au pair and what they ask you to do and stuff like that, and also payment and stuff like that. And so like that you can exchange emails, and from there on contact the family and see if you're like compatible with the family, or if you like a family you want to stay with. And the amount of time is usually like 6 months, but it depends on, in summer for example it can also only be 2 months, and also like up to a year. I stayed like for 11 months. So that's option number one, how you can go abroad, and that's I think it's a great option for girls because you can basically, you have free accommodation, you have everything you need, and the family pays you weekly usually, and you have everything you need, and there's like no costs involved in it. That you don't have to pay. If you're going with an agency, obviously you will have to pay the agency, but if you don't, if you do it on your own, like on AuPairWorld.net, you don't have to pay for anything unless like just the flight and stuff like that. But I think that's a really good and easy option to go abroad as an au pair. Okay, so the next thing is studying abroad. And the second thing I did was study abroad, but I see that studying abroad, you can't do it everywhere, because I initially wanted to study in the UK, but it was very expensive. That's why I decided to stay in Spain at that time, because the fees are not expensive at all. It's like, it was more expensive than in Germany. In Germany it's like nothing, and here in France too. So that was the thing, yes, why I stayed in Spain to study there. And also what you can do is, once you study, you can also do like Erasmus program. You can sign up for that, and that's really great because I did that while I was in Spain. I was able to go for a year abroad, another year abroad to France, and they paid me like during that year abroad, like with the Erasmus program, and that's a great program, but that's only available for students here in Europe. So you can do that. You can also do that with an internship. You can also do the Erasmus program when you do an internship. You can apply for that too. And that's also a really great way to go abroad with your university. So those were 3 not expensive options to go abroad, and I'm gonna tell you now the reasons as to why you should go abroad. First thing is that I always wanted to go abroad, as I told you, and the reason why is because I knew everything, because all my life I've been in Germany. I knew everything, so I wanted to go and travel and see the world basically. So what traveling and what like studying abroad does to you, it really broadens your mind, because while living in different countries, you have so many different, you have different languages. You're gonna be able to learn another language, and learning a language in school has nothing to do like with learning a language while you're living in the country. It's totally different, and you can never be like fluent unless you don't go to the country and live there for a while, for at least like 6 to 1 year, to really solidate the language skills that you have gained. So this is this, like, the first thing is so important, I think. And also, like, when you learn another language, it also changes and shifts your perspective, your view of things, because it's not like that. You see that there's not only the German way to do things, that there's not only the Spanish way to do things, not only the French way to do things, because people think a certain way. People, like, culturally always think a certain way. So when you move to different cultures and you're in contact with different cultures, you see so many different things that, and sometimes you're like, oh, I would have never seen it like that, and that's so interesting. That's what I love, like interacting with different people, like from different cultures and stuff like that, because you see basically how they view the world, and that's so interesting. So that's a reason. And also the second reason is I had everything like planned out in my mind. Like from high school, I was like, okay, I'm going to do my bachelor's in this country, and then I'm going to do my master's in another country, so I can get more, so I can speak the languages fluently, and then I can go and work in a third country even. So that's basically what I did, and I did the bachelor's in Spain, and then I went on to do the master's in France. So that's basically what I did. I know that not everybody can do that because it is quite expensive. It depends on how you do it. If you move here within Europe, it's not expensive. If you move here, for example, let's say if you go like from Germany to study in France, it's the same fees. It's like almost, it's really not expensive at all. And then it's only that the life here in France is more expensive, but it depends where you are. If you're like in other than Paris, everything is like normal price, but it's just Paris that is really expensive. But like most cities like London, New York, it's the same thing. And I would also say, like, take every opportunity. Yes. So also a second reason as to why you should study abroad or try to study abroad is that it's really, I've always been hearing, like before, it's really good if you went abroad for a period of time on your resume. It's really good if employers see that you've traveled and you know different cultures and stuff like that. But basically I never really did it because of that. I just did it because I just wanted to travel, and I'm like kind of like, I don't like staying at one place in one country for like too long. I like to move. I don't know why I'm like that, but I'm really like an independent spirit. I'm like, I like to move all the time. Like, that's just me. And people are always asking me like, how did you do it? Like, are you not afraid? Are you not scared to go away like by yourself and basically your family somewhere else? And I'm so used to it now. Like, it's just how it is. I'm so used to it, and I like it, but I know I can't do it like forever. That's why I use the time now, like as a student, to do this, because I know once I'm settled somewhere, once I'm working, I can't do that anymore. I can't be moving around, traveling around, stuff like that, unless I have a job that permits me to do that. But if not, I won't be able. That's why I think that you should really make the most out of the student college time, because that's really the time when you have time actually to travel and do stuff like that, because later you won't have time to do all of those things. So, and once it's on your resume, it's really, I think it's a great advantage, because someone who has like just stayed in one country always, who just speaks like one or two languages, like just for example, say in Europe here, mostly you have your first language and then English as like the second language, and like it's not sufficient anymore just to speak English as a foreign language. So you basically have to like look up for yourself what you can do to be like more on top, like to be like, to have an advantage over other people.
He likes diamonds, she likes diamonds, diamonds, diamonds are a girl's best friend.